Hi, this tutorial is an overview of the Uterati Wiki website, how it works, and how you can contribute to it. This tutorial is part one in a series, and in this one I'm going to go over the basic use of the wiki, how it works, and in the following tutorials I'll show you how you can browse through our databases and contribute to them as well. So here on the front page you can see there's a brief introduction with a list of all of our databases, and then down here is a map. This map corresponds to all of our state wiki pages. Each state wiki page draws information from our user contributed database that includes things like legislators, legislation that's relevant to women's health issues, activism that's ongoing, and organizations that are involved in the state, as well as news and other items of interest and relevance. Over here, the State Navigator, which is available on every page that loads, will also take you to all the different states. You can see here that some states have team chapters when you hover over these little arrows that'll come up as well. We have not yet developed, as of this recording, TeamU chapters for every state. So first, I'm just going to move right along and click on the Alabama state here. Now this takes a little while to load. One of the reasons for this is because we need a shiny new server that will run faster to process the data that's stored in the database. So if you would like to contribute financially, that will really help out a lot, because then we'll be able to upgrade our servers so that we don't have this slow loading problem. In the meantime, here we are. Now this Alabama page, as you can see, has a listing of a lot of different information. Starting at the top is the government. Here you can see it starts with the governor and then state representatives, state senators, and so on down in the list. And when you hover over, a little pop-up box comes up with some basic information about this representative. All this information is pulled from our databases and is automatically presented on the website. You don't actually have to edit any of the wiki pages themselves, which is one of the great strengths of this site. It's so easy to help contribute information, but we'll get into how to do that in the next tutorial. Over here on the side, every state wiki page has one of these little info boxes, and each of these tabs in the info box also has information that's automatically drawn from our database. For instance, in the government here, it shows you the number of Democrats, Republicans, Independents, the partisan balance with this nice little bar here, and then here you can click to join the Alabama TeamU chapter. Under politics, you can see there's a list of the representatives again, and elections here shows you when the next election is upcoming, and you can also click to download a voter registration form. So here you can click to on the top link here to go visit the state's database entry, and so we're going to move on down here to legislation. Now again, this legislation is automatically pulled from the database, and each of these is a bill that's relevant to Alabama. It shows you the state sponsor. You can click this link to view the actual text of the bill. If there's any related news, those news items will appear under here. And you can sort it by date, which is what it's currently sorted by the bill number, and by the status of the bill. We'll get into what those things mean in another tutorial. So we'll scroll down here and you see organizations. These are all of the organizations that are active in this state. Again, this information is pulled from one of our databases here, the organization database. And so this is a Google map that shows you where these organizations are located on the map. You can zoom in, you can click on these little icons, and then you can click here and it'll take you to the database entry on the Alabama Office of Women's Health. And then down here is of course a listing. When you mouse over, these little boxes pop up. So we'll mouse over it, take a look, and you can see it brings up some basic information, the map, the type of organization, their stance on choice, and so on. So moving down here, we have action items, which are things like protests and petitions and meetings and that kind of thing. Again, you can see where these are located on the map by clicking to zoom in. And you can always click this powered by Google to see this area on a Google Maps if you want to get like directions, driving directions to any of these things. So anyway, when you click on them, it'll bring up meeting, petition, etc. And again, you can click on those links to bring up the database entry. And down here is a listing of the same. And it just brings up this pop-up box once again that shows you some basic information. And then links are links that are related to women's health issues in Alabama, but are not directly related to, say, activism, legislation, legislators, or particular organizations. It could just be news items that aren't otherwise related to the other things, but are still relevant to Alabama. And then down here are all of the wiki pages that are tagged with Alabama. And then down here is the navigation box that will take you to any other state, which is similar to this navigation box over here. So that's what each of the state wiki entries looks like. In the next tutorial, we're going to go over the databases where this information is pulled from. They're very easy to contribute to, very easy to edit, and I think you'll really enjoy learning how.